Ratios 1. It talks about conversion. To solve any ratio problem, simply apply the 4-step process. First, you formulate what you call a starting ratio. Well, it's a labeling ratio. You create what you call a labeling ratio. Then you have what you call a starting ratio with 2 numbers, a complete ratio with 2 numbers, and then you formulate a third ratio with a number and a letter, and then you cross multiply and divide. Okay, so let us formulate this now in our presentation. So the 4-step process, step number 1, a labeling ratio. So the first step is a labeling ratio. You can use words or letters. And the second step is a complete ratio with 2 numbers. The third step now, you need what you call an incomplete ratio with a number and a letter. And the 4th step, you cross multiply and divide. So you've got your 3rd step, an incomplete ratio with a number and a letter. And a 4th step is that you cross multiply and divide. And you always divide by the number that is diagonally away from the letter. So here is an example we can use to practice that 4-step process. Okay. And it says a map is using a scale of 1 to 500,000. Okay. Yeah. So therefore, it means that 1 unit on the book, on paper, is 500,000 on the ground. Okay, so 1 on the map is 500,000 on the ground. The distance between 2 tongues on the map now is 5 centimeters. What is the actual distance between the 2 tongues? Now, intuitively, you may know what to do, but I'm going to show you how you can use the 4-step process to rapidly get your answer. Okay. Step number 1 says you've got to have a labeling ratio, words or letters. Yeah. Here, we're talking about the map and the actual distance, okay? So okay, our labeling ratio is map to actual distance. Okay, that's the first step. So write this down. The second step says you've got to have a complete ratio with 2 numbers. Yeah. The complete ratio we have there is 1 to 500,000. Okay, so according to the labeling we have, the 1 will come under the map and the 500,000 will come under actual distance. Yes. So the third step is the incomplete ratio with a number and a letter. So the 5 we've got there, it says on the map is 5. So that 5 will come on the map. And that is the purpose for the labeling, to know where to allocate the numbers. And that will be 5, 2. Oh, by the way, whenever you are reading ratios, the word for the colon is 2. So 5, 2. And what are we looking for? We are actually looking for the actual distance. So that will be our x. So x will come on the actual distance. That's what we're looking for. X is a replacement of what you want to know. X is the unknown. Now let's look at the 4th step now. What's the 4th step? Now the 4th step is to cross multiply and divide. And you always divide by the number that is diagonally away from the letter. So as we can see, we have to divide by 1. 1 is diagonally away from the letter X, okay? And we multiply 5 to 500,000, okay? Most times we forget the division, but focus have to be placed on the division also. So we have to divide by 1. 1 is diagonally away from the letter, so 1 will come in the denominator, and in the numerator now, we are going to multiply 5 times 500,000. And that will give us the actual distance now in centimeters.
Yes.
So that will be 2,500,000 centimeters.
Yes.
Now, if you take a careful look at the question, it says your answer have to be in kilometers. So it's another ratio question again to convert the centimeters to kilometers. So we're going to apply the four-step process very rapidly. Our labeling ratio is kilometers to centimeters. And what is our complete ratio? What is 1 kilometer in centimeters? We've got to know that. Or if we don't know offhand, let's find it out. Second step, complete ratio. So to complete our ratio, we know that 1 kilometer, under 1 we have kilometer, and under centimeters, we're going to put 100,000 centimeters. So that's our complete ratio. Our third step now is an incomplete ratio with a number and a letter. Now, as you can see now, this is 2,500,000 centimeters. So this number comes on the centimeters. And what are we looking for? We are looking for kilometers. So the X will come on the kilometers. Okay? So yes, here we go. Labeling ratio, kilometers, centimeters. Complete ratio, 1 to 100,000. Incomplete ratio, X to 2,500,000. So cross multiply and divide. We know that we have to divide by 100,000, because 100,000 is diagonally away from X. We have to divide by 100,000. So we have to multiply 1 times 2,500,000 divided by 100,000. And this will equal to, well, this is very easy. We can just cross out zeros. We've got to cross out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So that will give us 25.
Yes.
25 kilometers. So that is the actual distance between the tongues in kilometers. That's 25.